Your Honor, the state has no objection.
All right, thank you. Then you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I will call my client, Mr. Clayton, is going to allocate to the court.
Okay, Mr. Clayton, if you'll come up to the podium, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
You may be aware my entire career was in the performing arts. This is not a performance. From the try part, I wish to communicate in complete honesty, transparency, and humbleness. First, I am 100% responsible for my actions described in the 4 charges for which I pled guilty. I have no excuse or justification. Nothing to offer to lessen the impact or rationalize what transpired. I am willing and as ready as possible to accept the consequences for the behaviors and crimes for which I'm guilty. The apologies that will follow come from a complete awareness of my sin and continual desire for healing in my life and most importantly for others. I have sinned against my Heavenly Father. I continue to experience the deepest sorrow and shame of disobeying Him and ignoring His words of warning and conscience. I let Him down in that relationship and His healing on my side. I do know He has already forgiven me, however His revelations continue to flood over me as well as the full understanding of the consequences. Pride in all its debilitating forms brings about tremendous damage. I left the path of purpose and integrity. I failed those who trusted me. I selfishly became the center of attention instead of putting everyone else's needs first. I am utterly more remorseful and will work for the rest of my life to redeem, to make her continue to do a deep dive on what caused me to leave the path of character and morality. There is much rehabilitation in my future. To the victim in this case, I am so sorry for the pain and damage I have caused you. If you were wondering why this would happen to you and what you did to deserve this, the answer is nothing. Judge Salvador, being ashamed and sorrowful will never atone for the damage I've caused this person. A talented young woman whose only desire was to be mentored in her arts and studies. She deserves none of this, and I pray earnestly for healing in every facet of her being. I pray that her life will be eventually free from mental and emotional angst, that which I can't imagine. I wish there was another word to express my sorrow, but it is vitally important that I fully embrace the damage this has done. I won't sugarcoat it. To her parents, please forgive me for taking advantage of your trust and turning it into a painful and horrific experience. You trusted me implicitly with your daughter. When I flip the script and imagine the same happening to my children, I can imagine your roars of anger. I will never be able to completely distance myself from the betrayal of a student's trust or parents' trust, or their suffering. My career and accomplishments are not a matter of interest or concern. My sorrowful heart goes out to any student or parent who felt harmed in my presence. There's no question I crossed a sacred line. The boulder of my actions fell not just on the victim in this case, but on her family and so many others in the DA community and beyond because of it. And it blew up their lives and continues to do so. It is that pain and horrific, unmentionable suffering and impact I want to press into. Whatever positive thoughts they used to have may now be tainted by my despicable actions. I pray that students have not lost faith in teachers and authority figures because of me. I truly pray that. The list of damaging impact and my apologies include the following. I am deeply sorrowful and apologize to all students from DA that came in contact with me and my teaching. All I can see are the shocked and devastated faces of doubt, horror, and inner suffering. I'm deeply sorrowful and apologize to all my former colleagues at DA. You did not deserve this in your lives and careers. Teachers need encouragement, not doubt brought on by the actions of a fellow teacher. I am deeply sorrowful and apologize for what my actions have caused in the music community and the school. I apologize to all music colleagues with whom we had contact and relationships were formed for the good of the students, not for me. I am deeply sorrowful and I apologize specifically to all my vocal department colleagues. Several were or are former students and even colleagues from my same schools. I pray that one day they will forgive me for my actions, and more than anything, that they will forgive me for the conversations that prevented them from being all they were meant to be to the students. To my family, I'm so thankful my sweet, caring parents did not live to see this ungodly portion of my life. This is not how they raised me. They both passed away within 8 hours of each other from dementia 6 months prior to my arrest. I lost my twin brother who suffered from muscular dystrophy when we were 17. This past Saturday, I lost my other special needs brother Steve, who was living in the family home with 24/7 care from the effects of esophageal cancer and a weakened body. My two other siblings, Scott and Robin, thank you for supporting me, but I'm sorry for the added weight you've shouldered in the care of Steve and in caring for me. I'm ashamed of my actions. What have I lost? Everything that concerns me really doesn't enter into the picture. The list of things lost pales in comparison to what really matters. It doesn't matter that I've lost my retirement. It does matter that due to my actions, my former spouse is not able to get her portion. I've lost my house, my career. My life is reduced to what I can put in a 5x8 storage unit. And monies I can earn through donating plasma. And I've lived in my car for months. But that doesn't matter. That's not important. I have been allowed to see the world and specifically people, not myself, to see people from a different and more humble and caring perspective. It's part of my rehabilitation. Speaking of which, I did immediately jump into therapy, and I've had over 100 sessions in the past 14 months. Nothing matters as much as the loss of my immediate family. My awesome, unappreciated, and angel of a wife for 32 years, Kim. She is a phenomenal teacher, mentor, and godly example to her students and our 7 sons. I've lost her respect, trust, and companionship, and more beyond my comprehension, and hers. My 7 sons. I've lost the healthy pride boys should have for their father. They were and continue to be mortified at how I acted and how I tragically hurt their mom. That's just something you don't do. I used to proudly talk of having my quiver being full, but now it's completely empty due to my actions. My sons, Philip, 35, Andrew, 31, Daniel, 29, Jacob, 28, Jonathan, 26, Caleb, 24, and Noah, 21. These are all real men. I have only met one of my 2 grandchildren who entered this world during the season. That happened just this week. I missed the wedding of one of my sons, and no doubt will miss more weddings and multiple births. I have been rightfully restricted from being a part of their incredible careers and families. They desperately need inner healing over any relationship or potential relationships with me. I apologize to the wives, fiancés, and soon-to-be fiancés. As a young woman, it must be hard to fathom a father acting in this manner. April, Aaron, Mayada, Alina, Sophie, and Abby. I find it hard to face you. Joe Salvador, there's nothing more anyone wants to hear from me. And I have nothing else to say. All I can ask is for your grace and mercy in the sentencing decision. I pray you will impose a fair sentence. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all the witnesses we have. I just wanted to point out to the court, there are 3 of the sons here in the courtroom. One of their wives and multiple family members from his church community, other family members and friends and family. Mr. Clayton all here in support.